When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for getting your pot on. Please tell a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship.
I've been telling people in my church about it.
Oh, good. What are they?
One of them wants to come on, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For real?
You'd love. I'm not joking. And he goes, "Hey, look, he can even talk to me off camera first if he wants to." I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he's not insisting that he comes on, but he said, "Yeah, I'd love to come on." He goes, "You can even interview me off camera to make sure it's a fit. It's not, no big deal."
I would. Well, I'm not.
No, I know. No, he's just, but you know,
I'm not afraid. I mean, I don't say it meanly. I don't have a problem. What does he think? I'm going to have a problem with?
No, he just admired. No, he just loved your work with on the air when you're on radio.
Oh yeah.
And he sees the clips every once in a while, and he asked me about you, and you know. He said, "I'd love to talk spiritual stuff with Bill because I know he's got some interesting takes, and I'd love to talk with him about it."
Let's set that up.
Serious? Okay.
Yeah, set it up. I think that would be interesting. I had an interesting week, and I think this would be something that you could kind of relate to. In a way.
I can relate to interesting. Believe me.
I've
had some interesting news myself.
You have?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I don't want to talk about it on the air.
Okay. All right.
Health issues.
Oh no, more?
No. Just the same stuff.
Okay. All right.
Same stuff I told you about before. I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast, but you know, I'm okay. But it really gives kind of like, okay, you're not 26 anymore.
No. Well, right.
You may think you're 26.
Yeah.
But you're 46. And now you have to start living like you're 46. Not totally. Like, I'm not going to be like getting a cane or any of that stuff. That's not what I mean. But
no.
You can't like the days of running wind sprints and heavy lifting. Not that you could ever tell. Those days are not. They're not what they used to be. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little off this morning. I'm not really sure why. But
well, you work like 7 jobs, so I can understand.
No, it had nothing to do with that. Because yesterday I actually took like my style of a self-care day, and I will explain what that was in a second. But my mom is in Europe. And she went over there with my sister and her family. And one of my mom's really, really good friends from Nazareth, who I met the kids and the families when we were much younger. I have seen this woman many times since because it would be a lot of the ladies would be together. And sometimes my mom would come up and stay with me. And I would drive her to like whatever dinner so she could have a couple drinks. And then someone was driving her home.
We're going to JoJo's to meet with high society.
So I love this woman. She and I don't know her all that well. She's 79 herself, but she's still working.
Is your mom 79?
My mom is 79.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah,
she looks great.
So and this woman still works and has a very interesting job and career and is just cool and funny.
I love that.
Me too. And
when the girls get together, like the old women like to be called girls, and when you get a bunch of girls together who are funny, oh, it's a blast.
So this woman's husband was suffering with dementia or living with dementia and passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
And my mom called me the day she was leaving. And we're talking, and she tells me this. And she says, I'm going to be out of town. The wake is this day. The funeral is this day. And I said, would you like me to attend? And I said, I feel kind of like mafioso. I'm here for the family. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on.
I'm trying to think. Remember to analyze this?
Yeah.
Billy Crystal's Jewish.
Yes.
The family's Italian.
Yes.
They're Catholic, right?
Right.
Or they think they're Catholic.
Yeah.
He walks in. So he walks in with Robert De Niro, who's the Don, and kisses the mom or the wife, the daughter, the brother, and then he gets this big hug and a kiss from this other guy. He goes, him, I don't know.
But it was like, because I'm saying, like, I'm here for the family.
Yeah.
So my mother said, I would absolutely love it if you would do that. So here comes the day, and I am doing things out of town. I'm an hour and a half out of town. I'm heading back. I've got an appointment that I needed to start on the phone because I didn't even get out of where I thought I'd get out of at the time I did. So I'm coming back. I do that. Then I'm running off to the cleaners to pick up the clothes for the wake. Then I go home, I change, and I look up where is the funeral happening or the wake. Where's the wake happening? So I punch in the name of the funeral home and I start driving and I go, I don't know that this is right, but So I get to the funeral home and I go, oh, all right, well, it is the same name. And I walk in and the line is out the room and to the door. Okay. So I get in line and I'm like, this dude was 83 years old. Is it possible that the line would be this long? And there's a woman in front of me. And remember, I don't really know this family, so I don't recognize a lot of people in the line.
The other thing, too, is sometimes there's a double header. Sometimes there's multiple rooms.
Right.
Are you here for the McCaskies or are you here for the Bevilacquas?
This was one long line.
Okay, so it was one dude.
Yeah, it was one guy.
He was holding court.
One person.
One dead guy holding court.
But they don't have anything like on the screen. There's no.
The picture. Oh, yeah. Like they got the pictures down, like the slideshow of Grandpa.
So I'm like, okay, well. So I'm standing there and I'm behind a woman that I recognize, but I do not know. I've seen her for years, different places around Pittsford, Fairport. And for some reason, I think, let me double check that obituary. I look it up. I'm at the right funeral home.
Oh, wrong guy.
Wrong location. Wrong location.
Oh, they franchised.
They have a franchise.
Oh, it's like Buffalo. Am I Gone? Funeral home.
So now I'm in right on the edge of Henrietta, Pittsford, Henrietta.
Oh, you should have called me.
And I have to now go to Victor. And it's telling me it's 20 minutes.
That's not too bad.
Well, you still
have other things to do, though?
I got to go to class at 7:00.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm thinking, all right, I told my mom I'm going to do this. I'm in my funeral wears. Although I did wear jeans because I'm like, fuck it, I'm not changing. I don't have enough time.
If you have the sport coat,
yes,
it cures a lot of ails.
And I had shoes.
You could have like shorts on. But if you have the sport coat, it's all good.
You can't have.
That's why they used to call it the sports writer's uniform. They wanted to look official, but wanted to be casual. Yeah. So a sport coat over anything. Oh, you're in.
So I now arrive at the correct funeral home. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to be able to breeze in, breeze out, right, kind of thing. I walk in, and boom, there's a line out the door, out the room, around, and to the door. And I'm like, oh boy. And then some of the grandkids are coming out, and what amazing kids. I just have to say this. I was so impressed. They're talking to different people in the line and they all knew them and they're stopping and they're introducing. Like one of them is clearly in her later years of college and is working at a couple local places over the summer and has a boyfriend or a friend there, and she's introducing him. And then there's younger kids and they're talking about basketball and hockey with these guys. And I'm like, they were just, I mean, the kids came out and approached. It wasn't like, and I was like, wow, these are impressive. Yeah. So now I
move these people along.
Finally make it around the turn, and the line goes to the back of the room, across.
Oh, it zigzags.
And then
it's
all
a snake.
The way up.
It's
and
a
I'm
snake
going,
line.
oh. So I stand there, and I don't want to be that guy with my phone, but I whip it out, and I write an email to the professor going, I'm in a line at a wake. I think it's a sign of a life well lived, but I'm not going to make it to class on time. So I continue on. And about an hour later now, I reach the family. And they don't really know me.
Mm-hmm.
And the youngest son, and they're all tall. Like they had 2 daughters and then a son who was a little bit younger than them. And he's like, "Hey," and I said, "I'm Marge Moran's son." And he goes, "No, I know." I said, "Our moms went to college." Yeah, he goes, "You're the Moranimal."
Hey, everybody, look.
Wait, I got to tell you something else that happened in line. So I don't know why, but you ever feel like someone's staring at you?
Yes.
Okay, so I look over my shoulder and I see this woman, and all I see is one eye. One eye. She's kind of leaned back, and one eye keeps kind of, and it's focused on me and then darting away, and then the one eye back. And I keep looking back. I go, okay, I don't know what this is. I have no idea, right? And all of a sudden, the woman says to me, "Did you attend St. John Fisher? And were you a communication major in the early 90s, 93, 94? And I said, "Yes, I was."
I also double majored in philosophy.
No.
No, I'm being funny.
I think I might have said that.
Actually, yeah, I double majored.
I think I didn't double major, but I think I did say.
Basil 219.
I did say, because she's like, "We worked on a project together in communications." And I said,
you didn't remember her?
I don't, well,
Back in my day,
bro,
my Labatt Blue period.
hang on. I have no idea. I really don't. Like, I don't recognize this person at all. And she said to me, but she was very honest. She said, "I don't remember your name, but I remember your face."
That's, at Fisher, in all seriousness, that's a big thing. Because you recognize everybody, but you don't know anybody's names, but you see them all the time because it's a small school.
Well, and here's the other thing. I'm very, very lucky about the fact that I'm not very gray. And I don't know if I always looked old, but I think I've maintained enough that you can go, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah.
Where other people are like, "Is it? Maybe?"
Now,
I'm
I've seen
sure.
pictures of you from like 30 years ago, and you look the same.
Yeah, I was similar. I wouldn't say the same, but similar for sure. So, and I think a lot of people do. But then there's some where you go, "What the fuck happened?"
You're like Kelly Gillis.
Kelly Gill. Oh,
Top
yeah.
Gun. My goodness. She looks older than your mom.
I know, but
I'm not picking at anybody. I'm just saying, look at Tom Cruise.
Yes, you are.
Look at Tom Cruise.
Yes, you are.
And look at Kelly Gillis.
Wait.
I am trying to paint a picture for our audience.
Hang on. You are picking.
No.
Yep.
I'm
Because
stating.
I used to say that if Kelly Gillis was going to be in the Top Gun Maverick, I'd go, she would be one of the guys in a flight suit landing the planes at the deck. "Come on in, Maverick. Come on in." And people used to get so mad at me when I talked about that on the radio, and rightfully so. But so when I get up to the woman, I feel really bad. I feel uncomfortable about this. I shouldn't say bad. Her daughter walks over and says, "This is Marge's son, Bill." And she said, "Oh, yes, Billy. Hi." She's like, "The Moranimal." I'm like, "Oh God." And I
you've made it in life when when your name is your nickname is preceded by an article.
I don't think so.
The Moranimal.
I don't think so. So
the Ohio State University.
So
the Moranimal.
I say, so now I don't know what to do. And for whatever reason, I go, "Mrs. Mate, bring it in." And I wrap my hand around her, and I think I slam her forehead into my shoulder. There's like a pound of foundation now on my jacket. This poor woman, her hair's off.
Her face print is in your jacket.
Her hair's askew. And I'm like, "Oh God, what did I just fucking do?" And she was so sweet. We talked for a little while, and then off to class I went. And it was kind of a week like that where things were just kind of like all at once, right? All at once. And life gets that
The
way.
perfect storm.
No big deal. And so yesterday I had my version of self-care. I had lunch with Brother Weeze and Tommy Mulette.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
And I will just say that I mean, there were moments like, first it was
old habits.
Now,
it's like the chemistry just comes right back, doesn't it?
I don't know. Yes, a little bit. Yes, a little bit. Yes. So Tommy and I walk in at the same time from different directions, like in. And he's always early, and I'm like 5 minutes early. For whatever reason, I've been on time. I've been doing things. I've been going to the gym. I don't know what's happening to me. So we walk in, we sit down, we're chit-chatting. And of course, we're just saying, things to each other that he's laughing, I'm laughing, we're having a great time. Brother Wee shows up, and it was wonderful. But at one point, we're talking about someone that the three of us know. And we've known this person since the early 90s ourselves. And something comes up about that person and different things about them. And then one of them goes, it starts talking about the person's relationship and where the person, I'm trying to keep this as generic as possible because not that everybody's going to know.
I can't wait till the mics go off.
I don't think you know this person, but so it's okay.
So, Brown, check this out, right?
No, so they're talking, and I say, hey, I think the person that this person's with works at blankety blank blank.
Yeah.
It's basically like a museum. And Tommy goes, why are you laughing?
Because I know it's going to be funny, right?
Well, it was sort of funny. He goes, yeah, the guy looks like he could be there. What is she, the curator of his cock? and I
shouldn't laugh at that.
I was fucking dying.
But it's Tommy. It's Tommy.
I'm dying. So I have been so kind of crazy busy. Lunch wraps up. 2 hours. Lunch wraps up. It's now like 2:00. I drop Wheeze off somewhere. And I'm driving home, and I'm like, I really have a lot of work to do. But I haven't seen my buddies at the pub in about a month. Like, I saw them when we did their golf tournament, but I haven't seen them.
Did you get the group text? Blink twice if you're okay.
No.
Are you being held against your will?
I've gotten, you know what?
I get those from Crumble.
The guys aren't good about it. Their wives are. I hear from their wives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I go in, and I don't see the people I like. Summer's tough. People are running around.
Oh, yeah.
They also have toys that are out on the bed.
And by the way, like out here, summer starts literally June 1st. It ends at Labor Day. You get 2 months.
Yeah.
And then it's winter.
Yeah. So I go, and there's a guy who I just so enjoy. I think he's one of truly the funniest people in my life now, for sure. But he's right there. And his name is John Morey. And John used to write for TV shows like Titus and The Family Guy.
And Titus was an underrated show.
Yep. And he said Titus could have had a great run if he wasn't such an asshole.
Oh, Titus is an a-hole?
At the time. I think at the time.
Oh, okay.
I think fame comes quickly sometimes.
Well, he had a very meteoric rise and fall because I have not heard anything from Christopher Titus in 30 years.
He's still doing a lot of stand-up. Yeah. And arenas and things. And still very funny. I always loved his joke about your first kid is like your first car. He put a few dings and dents in it. It's a practice car.
Well, there was a story about his like a famous story about his mom like inviting his father over for Thanksgiving dinner because they were separated and the kids, and she like poisoned the Thanksgiving dinner so they could all fall asleep so she could kill him or stab him or something stupid like that. I don't know. I have no idea. But so we're sitting there, and he is. I mean, it's just like sitting with Tom. It's funny. So he and I are going back and forth about some stuff, and something comes up about breast implants. And I say, anybody I've known whose wife got breast implants, it was the first step out the door. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Because it came with 100% accuracy. It came up at the lunch as well. So it was an interesting thing. Like, I didn't bring these up. I didn't bring either one of these up. I just, maybe I did at lunch. I said, yeah, the first one had got that. And then they go. I can put the caveat that if the implants happen during the marriage, if they happen before the marriage, all bets are off. Yeah. If it's during the marriage, though, yes. Yes. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. And so when I say that about somebody, I'm going to mute our mics. Tommy says to me, I knew that was coming. So I knew that. I'm sitting with John, and John says, my first wife got breast implants, and then he goes, yeah, and then we got divorced. He's like, they went to arbitration, so there's no lawyers. And he said, yeah, it's like wedding crashers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm sitting at arbitration, and I say, well, the breast implants, can I get custody of one or visitation of both? And he goes, and I think after that, it was a female arbitrator. And he said, I think I pissed her off so much with that line that they took everything after that. She's like, yeah, it was like really, really bad. But it was just one of those days, and it was fantastic. And then I grabbed dinner with somebody. I went with Colleen, actually. And then I went home, and I was going to do work. And instead, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just hit the couch. And I'm perusing through, looking for something to watch. And there's really nothing. And I'm thinking, I'll put on a baseball game or whatever. And then I hit, I did see this one movie. And I thought, well, it could be all right. And I forget what the name of it is, but it's got Sacha Cohen is the lead. And I think it's a British movie, but it was about him being like a playboy, rich guy, CEO of a company, blah, blah, blah. He promotes a woman just for the optics of promoting a woman to the creative. And then he's outside, and some hot chick walks by, and he's walking on this city street, and boom, he hits a pole with his head, and he goes down, and he's knocked out. And while he's knocked out, it's like he goes into a parallel universe where women are in charge and men are not. And
you mean like America right now?
Yeah, well,
I'm just joking.
Women are in charge and men are not, and so it's like all the same things, trying to be in the women's club instead of the boys' club, and get this stuff, and then at one point, the woman that he promotes and he are both up for CEO, but she winds up getting it because he was just there for the optics kind of thing. But they slept together, so when he's going to sue the company, he doesn't disclose that he slept with her. And he never does. And then all of a sudden, he comes to on the sidewalk, and it's an epiphany, and he changes. And it's,
So is it like Ebenezer Scrooge?
It's a bit like that. It's not really great, but he's funny, and it's okay. I wouldn't say, if you're looking for something to just to rot on your couch for a little while. I actually dozed off. I fell asleep, and
so did he, apparently.
And I woke up, and it was, but it was cute. And it was an interesting way to look at maybe what women who are trying to, become CEOs and have the, what they may go through. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I've never had that. I have no idea. But yeah, so that was it. And then this morning, I'm about to get in the shower. My phone rings. It's my mother calling from France. Oh my God, we're having a lovely time. We flew first class over here. And, oh God, I sent you the pictures. It was so good. I couldn't believe it. My brother-in-law upgraded everybody, and she's like, but I'm just taking a day because we've been on the move, and I just need a day to just kind of rest. She's 79.
Yeah.
So she's like, there's a pool here at our Airbnb, and we're staying there. My sister's going out to somebody my brother-in-law went to college with is now a very famous DJ, like club DJ.
Okay.
In Europe. And they're in Cannes, and he's playing some private like island. Okay.
Okay.
So where do all the celebrities go?
Little St. James?
No, it's
joking.
Is Bon? I don't know.
Monaco?
No, but there's an island where everybody goes or something. But they all come here as well. So this DJ got reservations for my brother-in-law and sister. My sister had studied in Europe and has a friend who she studied with when they were both in England, who came down to France to hang out. And my brother-in-law was like, look, he goes, I have to work on this trip. And he's like, so I'm going to work. You guys go.
Yeah.
So they're off on some boat to some DJ island, and my mother's just, she's going, oh my God, it's just been so wonderful. Did you get to the wake? And I go, eventually. Eventually I did. So that's it. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this, but I just thought it's kind of funny, and I'm glad I went because it's so important to show. I'm finding out how important connection is. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Like it was very, oddly, and I said to Tommy, I go, I would love to get together with just you at some point. And he's like, yeah, bro. And I said, yeah. And I go, I'd love to go to dinner with my friend Colleen and you and your wife or something. And he's like, we can do that. And but I was going, because I said to him, I said, I get invited to the radio reunion thing that they have.
Okay. The CBS radio reunion.
No, it's not. It's like some.
Oh, is that the one with Barry V and Don Alhart?
You fucking
and Dino? Like, those are the three guys I see. And like, look, I'm not on Facebook, but it's one of those things where the pictures find you. Like, it's always these four faces. I see Don Alhart. Right. Don Alhart's the king. The king of Rochester media.
I just saw Don at a restaurant.
Oh, did you?
I saw,
Bill, how are you?
No. So we're looking at each other, and he can't remember. And I'm like, do I go over? And I'm with Colleen. I go, do I go say hello? Because he is looking over here. And where were we? It doesn't matter. So, but Don looks like he just stepped off the news again. He's in a jacket and tie. And
well, he's a member of the Rotary Club.
Yeah, but okay. Well,
I had a Rotary meeting, and now I'm having dinner.
I don't know. He's with his wife. And
wonderful people, the Alharts. Wonderful people.
Well, I stood in line for Tony D.
He died too?
Oh, Tony D died a while ago.
Oh, that Tony. I was thinking about Tony Infantino.
No. Tony D. No. Tony
I'm
D.
sorry, Tony, if you hear this.
Tony D.
I remember Tony D died. Yes, I knew Tony D. Yeah.
So I went to the wake, and that line we're in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, he was
like that was in the parking lot.
I didn't even bother.
So I'm behind.
I'll pay tribute at your restaurant.
I'm behind Don and his wife. And Don, I had on the DeTulio Moran show when DeTulio was off. Mm-hmm. And Don can't keep it short.
Oh, you told me.
Did I?
You told me. Because we're talking about guys we've worked with that can't stop talking.
Yeah, right.
And I have one in my life too.
Okay. So I didn't mean to be, I'm hoping that doesn't come off bad. But while
No, he's got a lot of stuff to say though. He's got stories.
So he turns to me and he introduces his wife to me. And once she finds out who I am and where I work, there was another radio show that was calling him old and saying stuff about him. And I got 45 minutes of basically fuck them.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, what can you say?
I don't know.
I've been caught in those awkward radio conversations where somebody wants to vent about somebody else.
Right.
And then you're not the person talking, but I talked to Dan Morello. You know what he thinks. I didn't say a word. It was all you.
Yeah. So I did not go over to the table and say hello. I went to the bathroom. I know we looked at each other. I don't think Don could place me because I think he would have said something. And I wasn't about to step back in time. It's just like, all right. But yesterday I was somewhere, and as we're being seated at this outdoor patio, I hear, please don't sit them there. Don't sit them there, please. I look up, it's Berkeley Breen and his family. Berkeley is a investigator.
Balls Breen.
Yeah, Balls Breen, an investigator for the NBC affiliate in town. And so that was cool. That was nice. Yeah, but it was just like an interesting day. And at the end of the day, I go, what did I learn today? I learned how important connection is.
Absolutely.
And I learned how important connection was with the love of Mr. Mate, who passed away, and his just wonderful, loving family, and how impressed I was with the grandkids. And there were a lot of people who were probably that I saw that would have been similar to my age, which would be his kids' age, that were there in support of the kids. And I just thought, wow, and I thought, and then after yesterday, I go, how important it is to maintain connection. And the fact that my mom still is connected to somebody she went to college with 59 years ago. Like, they get together every year. She and Mrs. Mate talk on 3 times a week. And my mother's down in Rhinebeck. And my mother has this whole network. And it just showed me, and I've said this before because my dad didn't have that. He didn't have that. He isolated himself more or less. But you see how important that is. And so I guess the only thing, thank you for suffering through my stories. I hope they weren't boring. But the importance of connection and recognizing those things in life that I think people say fill your bucket, which sounds a little queer to me, but but energize you and like that. And laughing with people who are just absolutely off the cuff, naturally, no forced shitty joke, just say that is my favorite. They've been my favorite kind of people forever. My dad was very much that way, and Tommy is very much that way. John Morey is very much that way. Not present company very much that way at times.
I'm not that funny.
No,
I'm okay.
Yeah,
but
I just fucking I loved it.
So 2 things on this. One, like, Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd's a very analytical guy. He likes to use analogies on his show. He talked about a few years ago. He talked about there's a study of all the studies. Yes. Literally, a study of all the studies. They go the common denominator of illness, sickness, depression, all is loneliness. Yeah, you got to be connected.
Loneliness, and because everything starts to happen in your head.
Yep. You got nobody to talk to. So it's like you're bouncing off the echo chamber of your mind. That sucks. Yeah. Number 2, Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Outliers. Yeah. And it's a very famous book.
A lot of people say he stole most of it.
He may have. I don't know. But I
haven't opened it.
Ray Kroc stole McDonald's, basically, but it worked out for everybody, didn't it?
Yeah.
So what happened was they did this study of this group of Italians in New Jersey. Wow, go figure. Not the Sopranos, but just these people, right? And they said, why are these people living in their 90s? They all smoked. Yeah. They all drank. Yeah. They didn't drink olive oil. They used lard. They had the American diet. They're like, well, what separates these people? And they figured out, they were always together. Yeah. They were always talking. They were always, and by the way, this wasn't just family. These are strangers who just happen to have a common, you're from the boot too? Right. And they had a common bond, and that common, and they just all get together. And that's how they all grew old together, because they were just connected, because their genetics were not the same. And they abused their bodies by today's standards. Right. But because they were always together. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
As far as the radio thing, the 4 guys that I always see when this radio reunion happens, Al Hart.
Don't do this to me.
Barry V.
Don't do this to me.
Dino K.
Please don't do this to me.
And Pete Kennedy. I'm not making fun of them. No. I'm just saying you always see they're the ones organizing the whole thing.
You can't do this to me, because I have things to say to you that I will not say into this microphone.
Yes.
And so you're making it very hard for me. What? As we started, I thought of something Tommy said, and I was just fucking laughing about it. And I don't even remember, but I will. I'll give you some of the things, and then we'll
Tommy Lay is one of my favorite people of all time. My wife goes, how come I haven't met this Tommy? I go, okay, you want to taste the Tommy? So every Thursday, apparently on the show that he does, he walks in some fanatical outfit. Like he looks like he just like he's Juan Valdez getting off the donkey. Okay. And I go, you want to meet Tommy Lay? This is Tommy Lay. Okay. This is how he dresses. This is Tommy in a nutshell. She goes, oh, I could see that. I could see why you haven't introduced me to him yet. I go, no, that's not why. We just haven't connected. But, this is just a taste. That's Tom Muley.
All right. We will take a moment and be right back. Well, we got a download a lot of information here, didn't we?
So what did I learn today?
I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't know. There was some funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Some really funny stuff. And I think even there was one I know what I was thinking of at the beginning of the podcast. I will just remind me to tell you.
Okay.
Because it's not something I want to necessarily. Well, I guess I can. The guy who is the voice of the podcast stuff. This guy,
from Fairport.
That guy. Mm-hmm. Okay. His name is Harry Legg.
Harry Legg.
Harry came to Rochester from Cleveland, where he did Top 40 radio. And he came under the name Scott James. The reason he was Scott James is the radio station would have their voice guy cut stuff, but you had to pay. Mm-hmm. So when they put Harry on the air, they took some guy, like, let's say it was Dan Scott and Phil James, and they cut out the Dan and the Scott part.
Right.
They go, "You're listening to Scott James."
Yes.
And that's how his name became Scott James, right? So he's Scott James on the radio. He introduces, and for some reason, they all of a sudden put him on Weeze's show to do news. Like he was doing news updates or something. And it turns out, then Weeze finds out that his real name somehow is Harry Legg. And he goes, "Bruh, how the fuck do you not use that name? I don't get it. That's the greatest name in the world." His real name is
Harry Legg.
Harry Legg, Legg. Voice guy, does a ton of stations throughout Europe, stations throughout the country, the United States as well, but a lot of European and Australian and New Zealand stations and TV stuff. And Harry was this guy who showed up. He would wear like these black monster truck t-shirts. He was heavy set and all this. And something happened on the Wii show, and I think Harry kind of admitted that he was gay, and it came out in some way. And it was after that, all of a sudden, Harry lost weight, started dressing neatly, like
Cam from Modern Family.
Yeah. And so he does all this stuff. So I said yesterday, I said, "Yeah, man." I said, because Tommy's like, "What are you drinking these days?" And I go, here's the funny thing. I don't really drink anymore. I mean, I said I do, but I like it's one or two. And he's like, "Oh." He goes, "Well, what? What are you drinking?" And I said, I will sit out. I said, I have my patio. And I said, I put all these curtains up on my patio. I go, two are like these sheer sort of on the sides, and then I have ones that'll block the sun in the front. And he goes, those curtains attract hairy legs. I just fucking lost it. I was like, it was just funny, but it's not. People get upset by these. I don't know. I don't know. But that was
don't take yourself too seriously. Just relax.
we can't. And I don't think Harry would be.
No,
bothered
I don't think he would
necessarily.
I don't really
either.
know him before what I've heard from him. I don't think he'd be bothered by it.
But those are the.
Well, there's a viral, not a viral video, but there's a video on YouTube of Jessica Simpson doing voice by Harry Legg. She goes, "That's your name, Harry Legg? Okay, I could say that." Like he's like actually like coaching her up to do like a read or something.
Oh,
and it's Jessica Simpson. "Your name's Harry Legg?"
Well, I think this is when because he was on for a few minutes. He was in Los Angeles at Kiss FM, and then he left Kiss and went to New York, like some big hip hop station there, like or somewhat urban, and it was like Q104. I don't know. Yeah, and then he went in and he does his own voice stuff now. Lives in Jersey, but I love his voice, and I like having him on the podcast, and that's fine. It's just interesting. Every generation will say, and I hear it a lot these days, like kids are out of control. Kids are out of control, or where are the parents? The adults are insane. Just all this stuff. And there's a story that I came across that kind of sits right in the middle. And I go, I should bring this up with Dan because your wife is a teacher.
Yes.
And she's a middle school teacher.
Oh.
So apparently a fifth grade teacher got...
In some religions, they call that purgatory.
Yeah. Apparently a fifth grade teacher got so frustrated with a kid like disrespecting a lockdown drill. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if the kid was quiet. I don't know what it was, but the kid was like laying down or something. And the teacher allegedly stepped on the student's back. Now, we can all agree that there's something between Danny, please settle down, and
corporal punishment.
Well, becoming a WWE finishing move in some way.
Well, dude,
right?
Andre the Giant did that to Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3.
There you go. So there is, I would say that kids need consequences. Boundaries are very important throughout your life. And if you're not good at setting boundaries, you'll find yourself in very uncomfortable situations that you don't need to be in.
Right.
And I think, so, there's all, I don't know. So, and teachers are getting what feels like in some ways, maybe a little less authority every year, but I don't know if that's really fair to say or not. And I don't I mean, I remember, I think even with my own kids, sometimes when I would go, well, let the school handle, whatever was going on. They said they'll handle it. So you're backing the teachers, right? You're kind of endorsing what they're going to do. And I think that would always sort of be the way, and parents aren't necessarily in backing. And I don't think, what did our parents, walk it off was always,
put some dirt on it.
yeah. I mean,
man up.
Yeah, that's not a physical therapy move. Now, here's the thing that I have not said. This is a 350-pound man.
Oh, so Andre the Giant.
So it's a 350-pound man who allegedly, he says, put one foot on the kid's back to kind of go settle down or whatever.
Was his full weight, or did he just kind of that's my question.
Hard to say.
We got to go under the hood for this one.
Hard to say.
Dean Blandino live from New York on Fox. Tino, what do you see? All right, so we got the student. It's a lockdown drill. Clearly everybody's in place except this guy. All right, now we got him spot shed over here. Now here's the adult coming over, 350 pounds. Now, does he put his full weight on his left foot? Watch his right foot.
Well,
that's where he's coming from.
So some I'm sure that they probably interviewed kids in the class, and I think because the article says he was used as a human step stool.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher says,
was it a catch though? Did they rule it a catch?
I put my foot on the kid's back for 10 seconds, and I took it off as soon as I heard the sobbing. Which, I mean, look, you can give a kid a detention. You can call the parents. You can suspend a kid.
Remember our bridge too far conversation with Trump and the cats?
I'm pretty
This is the bridge too far. There's so many other avenues he could have taken.
I'm pretty sure that a human weighted blanket isn't part of the, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I could think. And
a 350-pound human blanket.
Right. And so I think my first reaction when I read this story was like, yeah, well.
That's like 3 Jamesons. You're kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big dude.
But I honestly, when I read this, I was like, which I go, I guess that's not the right answer, because then I go to the comments and parents are like, yeah, if that were my kid, this teacher would have had something to. And so the teacher immediately resigned, I think admitted to doing this to 2 other kids as well.
That's my thing. Lean into it. Put your weight into it.
Well, I mean, so the parents are saying that the kid is now walking like he's 80. So it does make you wonder, is it true? Did he like rupture a disc in the kid's lower back?
Make sure you bring your neck brace to school, Jimmy. Okay. I mean, I am all about, teachers, like parents having the teachers back, teachers having the parents back. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about discipline. Okay. Like I had an administrator, a school administrator tell me, she was asking me about my wife, and I was telling her, I go, yeah, it just gets worse and worse. She goes, yeah, the principal's afraid. Okay. The superintendent's afraid of the school board. The principal's afraid of the superintendent. The teachers are afraid of the principal and the adults and the kids. The kids could do whatever they want. Like nobody has the teachers' backs anymore, because now the teachers are the ones who are enemies of the state to everybody, to the teachers, to the students, to the administration, to the school board, to the principals. Nobody has the teachers' backs anymore.
Right.
So I can understand where the dude is coming from. But like Adrian Peterson, you could spank your son, or you could take a switch and hit him 600 times.
Well, look,
that's child abuse.
I feel terrible for teachers, honestly, because there isn't a whole lot. And I always find it pretty good when somebody can be stern, but not raise their voice but kind of strike a chord in a kid. But if your disciplinary strategy can be measured in pounds per square inch, I think you're going to lose the room on that one. That's all I'm saying.
Like the next level is to drop elbows on the kid.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, right.
Like you said, if I've seen it in a WWE ring, it's probably not a good idea to do in school.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Hang on one second, because
because you can't even spank a kid in school. Remember, they used to have the paddle, sending down the principal, and the principal. My generation was not the paddle generation. It was the generation before.
Mine was.
Was it?
I think mine was. I think when I was in,
You're Gen X. I'm more of a Zennial.
well, okay, so I hit school in 1976. Would have been my first, was kindergarten. 70.
The bicentennial for Billy.
Was it 75, 76? It must have been, no, it was 76, 77.
Mhm.
And Mr. Simon, how do I remember this? Mr. Simon
Struck a chord in you.
was the principal, and Mr. Simon had a paddle. And I'm pretty sure that there were kids that I think Patrick Rolfe got spanked. Poor Patrick Rolfe. You look back now and you go, oh, like Patrick was the smelly kid.
Oh,
He was the smelly man. He was. Well, Patrick always smelled. But you go,
was he a character in Sound of Music? Patrick Rolfe?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So but now I look at it and go, what was happening to poor Patrick's house? What was going on in there? You know what I mean? Because I came in and I had, I mean, my parents, you were scrubbed, you went to bed, there was discipline. I had little eyes on shirts I wore. I mean, it was okay. And not everybody's going to do that, but
people are going to talk.
Well, most people had clean clothes and stuff that they were going to school. Patrick didn't. I think Patrick got spanked with the paddle. Now, the paddle might have gone away.
And one for the odor. Now, go to the nurse.
But we've somehow managed, in my mind, when I look at all this, we've somehow managed to create a world where I think teachers feel powerless. I think parents, to some degree, feel blamed for a lot of things. I think, I don't know, I can't say it at an elementary level exactly, because I don't know that the kids act any different than I did, maybe actually better. I've been around some of the elementary school stuff. So, I haven't seen that, but kids feel untouchable to a certain degree as they get older. I think administrations are terrified. They don't know what to do. And I think that there's a lot of people questioning and getting in everyone leaves school angry.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
I mean, yeah.
So I go, how do we build a system then? And your wife's in the system where nobody feels like they have enough authority, except apparently the one guy willing to stand on somebody who does that. And so,
you know what I think?
What?
I hate saying this because it sounds incredibly cynical. It sounds so cynical. I think this is by design. Creates so much chaos that you have to trust the government and the authority with order.
Well,
you can't do it yourself. We will take the responsibility. Like right now, you got a city legislator saying that the county sheriff shouldn't be elected. He should be appointed. Oh, why don't we just become communists, for crying out loud?
Well, I actually, I don't know about how I feel about that, but I would
I'll
say,
just give you an example.
No. I think like in our political system, in all truthfulness, not that I would ever align with it, but I feel like one of the things that may balance things a little bit would be an extreme left party. And there really isn't one. And I almost feel like in some way
you don't think there's one in New York right now?
No, not extreme left, not to that degree. I'm talking like really, I know that people think that, but it's not. And if you really, if you look at it, and I understand where things have gotten away, and I wouldn't want that, but I think it would get people to go, you just might see things a little clearer and understand your own position better to go, well, I don't want to go. And that's my point, Dan, is the fact that I think that what we refer to as the left is so fractured, and that it's slid, that we don't have agreement on it.
Well, that's why Bill Maher even said, he goes, I never moved. The line moved. Yeah. That's why people think I'm a Republican. He goes, I'm not. He goes, I've never been a Republican. The line moved.
So I wonder, this is just my head that I sometimes think about these. If you actually had an extreme left party, would people who are considered left go, oh, no.
That's not me.
Right. And would you also then be able to find a little more compromise? And would you be able to put a party together? And I'm not kidding when I say it almost is needed for the balance and regrouping of something. Not that it'll ever have any significant impact, because it won't, but it could, to a certain degree, fix some social issues that we have. that we could find a balance
I think
on.
George Will kind of alluded to the same thing. You know, the political commentator,
Yeah.
he's conservative, okay?
Yeah.
George Will said he wanted Mamdani to win in New York to show everybody how bad things can really get.
Right. And
I think that's where you're coming from. Like, if you see like how bad, okay, all right, we'll change, we'll fix it, but I don't think they will.
I am and I'm not to that.
Okay.
I am in the fact that I would say that if we look at the left party, it is what is considered the left party. I think most people are moderates. I think the loudest people are the ones on the fringes of both.
Mm-hmm. But since there's only two parties, if I'm gonna vote for one.
But see, the other thing is, like, when you look at it in my mind, and I think people would maybe argue with me on this, is on let's call it the right. The two things they serve is the church and big business. On the other side, there's so many, and it's so fractured, and it's all over the place. That would you then have a party where some people may go, yeah, that aligns more with what I'm thinking, and join what could be a truly socialist or communist party. Not that I think that should be in rule in this country. Please try to understand what I'm saying. What I think would happen is most people who are maybe on that edge would go, oh, no, that's not me. And we would get a more unified party on all sides.
Yeah, I think that's what Elon and Tulsi Gabbard were trying to do.
And I think when you look at things from a social aspect, would there be a better plan with a socialist party on how to handle homelessness? Or would they put forth a plan that other people go, yeah, all right, I see what you're doing, but fuck this, and this, and we'll do it. And do we fix things? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there is a lot of times, at least I think in our country, many of the socialists would look for more social programs to help underserved. They may go extreme, but to actually have an impact, I think the other two parties would go, nope, we'll do that. And we find a way, and could we actually move the needle forward? I don't know. It's simply a theory of,
and it's a theory that works if everybody's acting in good faith.
Sure.
And I don't think anybody is. Right now, we have the greatest disparity of wealth in the history of this planet. It's not like when our parents were growing up that, you know, there were jobs available. If you wanted to work, there were opportunities, and you could buy a home, buy a car. You know, there was a middle class.
Yes.
Now there's that disparity, and there's bad actors on both sides taking advantage of this vacuum.
Right.
And it's going to be the big spenders, like the from one side or the other, are the ones who are going to win the battle. And I think I don't think people really are working on behalf. I think there are people who want to work on behalf. I think there are people who run for public office who go in with great intentions, and then, like you said last time you and I were together, when they get in there, they realize, okay, you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do this, and here's why. And I think there's so many bad actors that they're not interested in fixing the problem. They're making money off the problem. That's the product. The problem is the product right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and look,
we will educate your kids. You won't.
Well, there's many people who get very angry at the teachers union. Now, the teachers union, I think, paid for the lawyer for the 350-pound teacher. They think that they're evil and bad doers and cause problems. And I'm not smart enough to really fucking pay attention.
Well, the thing that bothers me about the teachers union is, like, the teachers union, much like you said on that side of the ledger, is very fractured. You got your teachers who were never conservative, who now seem conservative because the ledger has moved so far over.
Right.
And like my wife gets these nice soot teachers magazines, and I'm just to get the ideas of how they think. I read through it. I read through it more than she does. She just throws in the garbage. I'm just trying to see, like, what the mindset of the 21st century teacher is, and I'm like, my goodness. This would never happen when I was growing up in Silver Creek Central School.
What?
Just like you gotta give kids more of a break. You can't just discipline kids. You gotta hear them out. You gotta let them scream. You gotta let them do this, and it's gotta be controlled. And it's like, in theory, those ideas, like communism, in theory, sounds like a great idea until it's put into practice. Well, and then you find out, oh, this is a terrible idea.
I will say that I see, and I haven't read what you read, but hearing you say it, I would say that I don't necessarily disagree with what they're putting forth, because I think that for so long we have had an archaic system in education that was based on farming. And,
the Rockefeller method of education.
And I think that it's one of these things where my bigger concern in society, and I really mean this, is I think we have done a disservice to young men, to men.
Yes.
Because I think so in that the kid that can't sit still, little boys need to fucking run.
Mhm.
They need to get outside and run. Go to any elementary school, watch 3rd through 6th or 3rd through 5th grader boys on the playground and tell me what they're doing most of the time. They're running nonstop.
Don't even realize they're doing it.
They're just going, or they're playing kickball and they're still running and they're running. And it's an energy release, and it's an important thing to recognize that I don't think is recognized. I don't think having a kid that has like some kind of band under their chair that they can just keep pushing down, it's not making any noise, it's not destroying, but it's keeping that kid doing what the teacher wants. You got anywhere from, I'll say, 20 to 34 kids in a room, and maybe that's extreme, the 34, but I think there are some places that have that you're trying to get instruction to, and that you got to meet these standards because the system that the school has means you got to meet these standards and get so many kids to pass the state standard, the national standard, whatever that is. And it's the constant, it's you get to a fucking point where you've got a kid that is just a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid that has a lot of energy and won't shut up, and you put your foot on his back, and then you kind of maybe put I don't know, a lot of pounds per square inch on a little spine, and now you're out of a job, right? You're out of a job. And I can't say that that's not the right thing to do. Yeah, you should never put any body part on a kid.
But what pushed him, and I'm not making excuses, but what pushed him to make that decision?
Who knows?
Because at this point, I've had it.
Yes, and that's
I can't deal with you people anymore.
Right.
I can't deal with your parents anymore, who are also just a generation of just ungrateful kids.
And yet every parent I hear says the same thing.
Except when it comes to my kid.
No,
I
hear the other parents and I, at least in this, and you're right. It depends on what school you're in, and it goes to socioeconomic standard, and it goes to the nuclear family and what happens there. And so in certain parts of the area, you have more nuclear family and support, and then in others you don't. And so I don't know. But I don't have a problem with, letting a kid know, if you're feeling this way, here's what you do. Instead of getting up and screaming in the room or walking around the room or doing something to distract your buddies or whatever, let's take you down to a room and punch a heavy bag for 5 minutes, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah. So,
and if it's little boy, I really am. And I think like this whole idea of you got to sit and now we got guys who they don't know what to fucking do, because every time they did anything, they get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right. And
kids fight.
But the problem is now everything's seen. There's cameras everywhere. We're all walking around with a 4K digital security camera in our pocket. We see more shit than we should ever see in the world. So, but even at school, they're watching everything. Most schools have a head of security now, right? Because we live in a world
which is something you and I never.
No, but the reason you have lockdown drills is because there is a chance that someone fucking loses their shit and comes in here with a gun. So, okay, that's the world we're living in. But now you got little boys that comply, whatever, you know what I mean? And you're distracted and you can't, and you're tired, and I don't want to be here today.
And you're bored.
And so is there a way that we can kind of meet you halfway?
Right.
To make it a little bit better, to show you that it's not you, it's the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will say one of the things I loved was that when my son went to a private school, it was all boys.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And the reason I liked it was it's king of the jungle in a way. You're going to learn where you land. And they're not fucking around.
Yeah.
And their discipline is...
It's not Lord of the Flies. It's King of the Jungle.
Well, in a sense. And then it's also their discipline style was, we're shutting it down.
Yep. We're done.
We're not having this.
Yep.
And, you're going to... Every day after school, you're sweeping the gym or you're doing... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, yeah, I like that. Because what the fuck? Here's the punishment. You little asshole. You couldn't sit still in class. Now you got to sit still for 2 hours after school
in the corner,
in detention. And I go, what the fuck are we doing? These aren't the answers. And so now every time, and I'm just speaking again, only for guys. Maybe there could be some girls that maybe this benefits. Maybe people think I'm really off my rocker, but I see this and I go, okay, so now you grow up where I can't say anything. Anytime I talk, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It goes all the way through the education system to a degree, unless you're Bill Moran and you find the right teacher who sort of rewards this, and then you're climbing to the top of a stall to see if you can shit into the bowl. But nobody knew. Do you know what I'm saying? They weren't on us like that. They couldn't be. But now they are because the administration's a fucking afraid because one kid goes home and says so-and-so bullied me, and now we got a problem.
Right.
When it could have been just busting balls, or one boy just is like, whatever. Or boys are putting their hands on each other. I think I pissed everybody off because I brought in my boxing gloves on the last day of school because I was working at a school for benefits, health benefits. I didn't want their money. I just wanted the health benefit. And I brought in boxing gloves and focus mitts, and I brought them out on the playground, and there was a line, and I sat on the edge of a bench, and every kid was doing it. And it was the last day, because I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Last day of school.
What are you going to do? You gonna fire me?
Right.
But every kid, and I go, and it was a lot of girls that wanted to do it. And I'm like, this is kind of cool because it's letting you have some energy out in a different way. And it's sensory and it's tactile, and it's, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Right.
Nothing. And you got to get through these lessons, but why aren't we giving that? And so now we got this attitude. So now you get into, you're older, you get a relationship, you get a boss, everything is pushed down, and then the guy explodes. And I seriously wonder if we had a better way of helping guys truly be guys, in that you got a lot of energy. Let's try to show you how to swing a hammer, how to fix a little plumbing as well. Along the way, as part of the education, would we even lower domestic violence? Because in my opinion, when we look at domestic violence, and maybe some people won't agree with me, it's a guy problem. It's a guy problem. If your first instinct is to crumple up your hand and punch someone in the face, there's something wrong.
Yes.
Why is that? Now, some people are raised in an environment that happens, and so you grow up thinking that's your normal. And then you get out in society, and then we've got problems. But let's say now you're in trouble again, and you're in jail, or you're handcuffed and you're released, whatever the fuck it is, but you're in trouble. And it's this whole thing sometimes I feel with guys where it's like, I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do, because everything since I was a child has gotten me in trouble. Even if it wasn't that big a deal, but I was told, oh, you're in trouble. Well, why are we doing this? That's my rant of the day.
It's funny you brought this up because my brother and I had a conversation the other day about a gym teacher from school who was a legend. He passed away the last couple months. His name was Kurt Raymond. Kurt Raymond was Gorilla Monsoon's college roommate at Ithaca College.
Was he I don't know.
No, he
who's Gorilla Monsoon?
Gorilla Monsoon was a WWE wrestler and turned commentator.
Okay.
Right. He was like 350 pounds. That's why they called him Gorilla, right?
Yeah.
He was like 6'8". He used to walk around when he became a broadcaster in wrestling. He would walk around with like thousands of dollars of cash on him, and he knew he could get away with it because who's going to mess with Gorilla Monsoon? This dude was huge, right? So Mr. Raymond was in Gorilla Monsoon's biography talking about Gorilla Monsoon. Mr. Raymond was near retirement. He goes, what are they going to do to me? What are they going to do to me? There's these two Native American kids in the class. I knew them both, and they did not get along. They were neighbors. They hated each other. Boys, there's only one way to solve this.
Shut the fuck up.
Gets boxing gloves.
Shut the fuck up.
He had to go into the attic of the school because they stopped teaching boxing like 20 years, even 20 years before I got to school.
Sure.
Okay. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do archery either.
Yeah.
So they had eliminated those. The ropes, they hung the ropes up. You couldn't do the ropes anymore. This is like the late 90s. All right, boys, you're going to put the gloves on and you're going to deal with this right now, and I'm never dealing with it again. And the one kid beat the crap out of the other kid. Yeah. But that was but then neither of them effed with each other ever again. Because
you could not do that today.
No, and here's the thing: nobody knew about it. It was just like like the word got around, but everybody kind of because Mr. Raymond was an old school. No, my brother saw it happen.
Oh, okay.
My brother gave me like the play-by-play, like Al Bernstein. Oh, look at that shot from from White out to the jaw. 1, 2. He's not going to get it. Oh, he's getting up. But yeah, so it was, and he goes, because Mr. Raymond was about to retire. He did not have any blanks to give.
Yeah.
And he had been there 35 years. I mean, he was teaching in the 60s. My father remembered him. My father graduated in 66.
Look, I'll go back. I mean, I started my education in our system in the 70s, right?
Mhm.
So 70s, 80s, I was out. I graduated high school in 1989. I had a teacher that I absolutely adored. That guy would have been brought up and fired a while ago because he did outrageous things. It was, I had to put on waiters because I used to, if I didn't study or something, he would go, "How you feeling about it, Moran?" And I go, "I don't know." He goes, "You want to flip 100 or a 0?" And he'd flip a coin. Sometimes I won. A lot of times I didn't. And then he would have people who were talking. They'd have to go outside to this tree because his classroom was right by an exit to a courtyard.
Okay.
And there was a tree there, and he called it the ginkgo tree. And you had to go ask the ginkgo tree for forgiveness for interrupting. And then there was one girl, Gina Imperato. I probably shouldn't even say her full name, but anyway, Gina would never shut up. And she had the ginkgo tree. So now he goes, "You got to give a nose job." And he goes, "You're with your big Italian nose." This is what he says.
Oh, yeah.
And we cleared a space. She had to push an eraser across the floor with her nose. Yeah. Then it was, I'm fucking around, but he and I got along. I love this guy. I used to go eat lunch in his room. He would play
The Rolling Stones, you said.
Stones, The Doors, Beethoven, Bach.
Do you know what the Doors of Perception are, Bill Moran?
Everything. He once, we would go outside and play bocce ball with him during lunch.
Mhm.
And he was a history teacher, but he always wore a lab coat. And he would say, the best things in life are sex and food. Don't spend your money on clothes. He actually got in a fight with the shop teacher in the main office, and he flopped. He went down, like, I think to make it a big deal. And so for years, it happened before I was really, I think before I got there, but the legend of it had grown.
Right.
So I would always say to him for years, because the shop teacher was also, his name was Mr. Strong, and he was also the football coach. And whenever he would be like, I think once he grabbed me by the face mask and kicked me in the ass. And then he came up to me later and goes, "Hey, how you feeling after that?" I said, "I don't know, but Mr. McNeil says hello." But you had a butt pad. It was like, but all that shit you couldn't do today. I don't know that it's better or worse, but could you imagine if some kid came home and told their parents they had to push an eraser across the floor with their nose?
Oh, in our generation, it would have been like, why did he make you do that?
Well,
now there's like, how dare he do that?
If people were talking, sometimes he'd hit them on the head with a clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that some people did complain
Mm-hmm.
to their parents, and the parents would call, but I don't know that anything.
It didn't escalate.
Not that I remember.
We have to bring this in front of the school
Not
board
that I
to
remember.
cover our, what's because of legalities.
I thought it was good, and I don't know if a teacher should ever physically intervene unless we see some child really getting pummeled. I think maybe then we need to. But I don't know. I don't know what the answers are to this thing. You can't. I would say, I guess if you're, I don't know, your disciplinary procedure, thinking about this 350-pound teacher standing on a kid's back, if it sounds so funny to me. I don't know. I read the article. I'm like, oh, all right. Sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'll say, yes, I guess I didn't think this all the way through, but if your disciplinary procedure results in an orthopedic situation, you may want to have an
adjustment.
A plan B. That's all I'm saying. A plan B. That's all. All right. Interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Always is. We'll take a moment. Be right back.